What is going on, guys? Welcome back. My name is Josh Elkin and I am a recipe developer. And today I'm developing a recipe that I've made before on a whim, mostly because I combined two of my favorite things. Breakfast, obviously, egg royalty over here, and pasta. And I created a breakfast pasta, aka a breakfast spaghetti and meatballs, double aka breakfast carbonara. Carbonara is one of those things that pretty much has breakfast already built into it. Egg, cheese-based sauce with bacon. Now I'm using that same recipe, except I'm gonna elevate it and add a little bit more breakfast items to it by ways of sausage meatballs. Can you wrap your head around that? Can your taste buds comprehend the deliciousness that I'm about to provide them? Or at least not them, more like your taste buds face hole. Your face hole's taste buds? Does it even matter? Let's get on with the recipe. Bacon is synonymous with breakfast. I don't care if you're one of those people that doesn't eat pork products. Chances are you're obsessed with it too. So much so that you're willing to eat variations of bacon that don't even have pork. Sausage links are another staple of breakfast that this recipe can't live without. When creating never before seen nor tasted recipes, it's most important to use ingredients that I'm familiar with. I'm using sausage meatballs and green onions to really drive home that breakfast flavor profile. In a situation where the classic recipe isn't defined by any type of cheese, but rather a cheese's density, it's important to go with something that I'm familiar with. And that's why I'm keeping it simple and using Parmesan, the white bread of hard cheeses. The reason I relate so much to this dish is simple: the eggs. As you might or might not know, it's very important to never skip egg day, and this recipe reflects just that. Combining 2 full eggs and 1 egg yolk definitely drives home the fact that this dish is the king of breakfast's go-to. Now, some people would bake the meatballs, in the oven. Others would deep fry it. But for me, I'm all about enhancing the flavors of my frying pan, and that's why I'm pan frying these bad boys. Once they're brown and crispy all the way through, I'm just going to set them aside and move on to the following pork product, the bacon. Now, did you know that there's actually a scientific reason that humans love bacon? Bacon is made up of a simple flavor profile: sweet and nuttiness with grass-like notes and a buttery undertone. And the real reason that we all love it is the 6th factor: the fat. You combine all of that into one strip and all of it equals flavor. Now this is where I'm trying to be a little fancy and spread out the pasta like a pro. But as you can see, it's a huge fail. But regardless, all I'm trying to do here is boil the noodles. And the real test is cooking them just right to an al dente consistency. Introduce the noodles to the bacon. Add the water, make them friends, because before we know it, they're gonna get sauced like nothing has ever been sauced before. After the noodles are fully mixed with the bacon and the water, turn off the heat. When the grease of the bacon has immersed itself between all the nooks and crannies of the noodles, it's time to add the sausage meatballs. Turn off the heat and introduce the egg and cheese mixture to the pan. Gotta work fast and make sure the eggs don't overcook and scramble, because I know I'm dubbing this as breakfast carbonara, but scrambled eggs is not something that I'm trying to achieve. This recipe doesn't limit my use of cheese or flavor. Save as much of that parm as you want, because after garnishing it with green onions, I'm gonna wanna cover it in as much Parmesan as I can handle. Oh my God. The creaminess, the saltiness, the savoriness of the green onions, and just all things delicious in this carbonara. Hold on. Before I get real into it, let me get real into it. When I create stuff like this, in my brain, it makes perfect sense. You love carbonara. It's basically breakfast already. What if I elevate it by adding green onions and double elevate it by adding breakfast sausage meatballs? The complexity of the Parmesan cheese mixed with the egg combined with the bacon grease and the savoriness of the bacon is one thing. and then you coat all of that in spaghetti noodles. It's insanely delicious. Adding another element to it, bringing it up a notch to another echelon, if you will, by adding breakfast sausage meatballs. Breakfast sausage, an Italian sausage, yeah, it's pork products, but you don't get that regular meatball flavor when you eat this. It's not like you're confused thinking you're eating spaghetti and meatballs. You're very, very focused on the fact that you're eating breakfast spaghetti and meatballs. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed me talking to you about how I create recipes. If you want to make this recipe creation, you can follow the recipe in the description down below. And if you do recreate this recipe, hit me up. I want to see your version of it. You can follow me on Instagram at TheJoshElkin, on Twitter at TheJoshElkin as well. I've been looking forward to this all morning. Bye.